Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Have you ever found a penny on the ground, picked it up, and thought, well, it's just a penny? What if I told you that tiny little coin could actually be worth over $1 million? Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're talking about one of the most surprising coin values out there, the 1989 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Now, before you go dumping out your piggy banks and tearing through your couch cushions, stick with me because we're going to break down why this penny is worth so much, how you can spot one, and what makes it so special. Oh, and I've got a personal story about a time I almost tossed a valuable penny. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. First things first, why is the 1989 no-mint Mark penny worth so much? Most pennies from this year were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones from Philly don't have a mint mark, but there's a specific error variety that takes this penny from 1 cent to $1 million. One of the key factors that make this penny valuable is the double die error. If you look closely at Lincoln's face, his ear, and even some of the lettering, you might notice some doubling. That's a major sign that you've hit the jackpot. Another reason this coin is worth so much is the rarity of high-grade versions. A perfect, uncirculated condition 1989 no-mint Mark penny is nearly impossible to find, which is why collectors are willing to drop some serious cash on it. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of old pennies, just looking for anything interesting. I had a 1989 penny in my hand, gave it a quick glance, and thought, just another penny. I tossed it back in. A few months later, I learned about this rare variety and realized I had never checked for the error. You better believe I dumped out that jar and searched every single penny again. Did I find it? Nope. But that's why I always tell people never underestimate a penny. Start by checking the date, 1989, of course, and make sure there's no mint mark under the year. Then, grab a magnifying glass and look closely for doubling, especially on Lincoln's ear and the lettering. If you think you found one, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will tell you if you have the real deal and how much it's worth based on the condition. You might be sitting on a gold mine. But if not, don't worry, there are plenty of other valuable coins still hiding in plain sight. Keep checking your pocket change, your old piggy banks, and even that random coin jar in your grandma's kitchen. Who knows? You might just hit the jackpot. Alright, my fellow coin hunters, that wraps up today's video on the surprising value of the 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Who would have thought a simple penny could be worth over $1 million? If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. And hey, let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your change? I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through your pocket change, looking for a quarter to feed a parking meter, and you stumble upon a humble 1992 D Lincoln penny. Meh, just another penny, you think, but what if I told you that tiny copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million? Yeah, you heard me right, $1.2 million. That's not just a penny for your thoughts, that's a whole mansion for your collection. Stick around because today, we're diving deep into the surprising value of the 1992 D Lincoln penny, why it's worth so much, how to spot one, and what you should do if you find one in your change. Oh, and I'll share a little personal story about how I almost let one slip through my fingers. Alright, so what makes this particular penny so special? It's not just any old Lincoln cent, it's got a little-known error that turns it into a collector's dream. The key detail to look for is the close AM variety. What does that mean? Well, on most pennies from 1992, the letters A and M in America on the reverse side are spaced apart. But in some rare cases, they're so close together they're practically hugging. This little design mix-up happened because the US Mint accidentally used a die mint for 1993 pennies on a small batch of 1992 coins. Who knew a tiny lettering error could be worth more than a sports car? This penny has been auctioned for as much as $1.2 million, and that's no pocket change. Why so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity. Coin collectors love errors because they tell a unique story of the minting process. And because so few of these close AM 1992 D pennies exist, demand is through the roof. Imagine owning one of the rarest pennies in existence. It's like finding a golden ticket in a Willy Wonka chocolate bar, but way better because, well, it's real money. Look at any 1992 D penny under a magnifying glass and pay close attention to the spacing of the AM in America. If it's close together, congratulations, you just hit the jackpot. But, and this is a big but, condition matters. If your penny looks like it's been through a washing machine 5 times, it won't fetch top dollar. The ones in pristine condition, preferably uncirculated, are where the big money is. And now, let me tell you about the time I almost lost my shot at a fortune. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma roll up some coins to take to the bank. As I was stacking pennies, I noticed one that looked different. Something about it caught my eye, but I shrugged it off and tossed it into the roll. Fast forward a few months later, I learned about the close AM error, and my heart sank. I had to call my grandma and ask if she still had the rolled pennies. Guess what? She had already cashed them in. That's right, I potentially let $1 million penny slip right through my fingers. Moral of the story? Always check your pennies before you cash them in. You never know what hidden treasures are lurking in your change jar, so, the next time you get a handful of pennies in your change, don't just shove them in a jar and forget about them. Take a closer look. That 1992 D Lincoln penny with the close AM error could change your life. If you think you found one, get it verified by a coin expert before you start planning your dream vacation. And if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons more crazy coin stories, hidden gems to look out for, and strategies to turn your spare change into serious cash. Who knew collecting pennies could be this profitable? Hey there, fellow coin hunters and treasure seekers. What if I told you that a simple penny from 1976, yes, the year of America's bicentennial, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million today? Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the shocking value of the 1976 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny and what makes it so insanely valuable. And now, before you start flipping over every penny in your couch cushions, let me tell you, finding one of these is like finding a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's factory. Rare, but possible. And guess what? Someone out there did find one, and it changed their life. So stick around because I'm going to share exactly what you need to look for and how you might just hit the jackpot. So first, let's break this down. Normally, a US penny has a little letter stamped on it, a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, and if there's no letter, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. But what makes this 1976 no-mint Mark penny special is that some of them had errors, misprints, or were struck in an unusual way that makes them ultra-valuable. I swear this is a true story. Was sorting through his grandfather's old coin collection. He almost threw away a 1976 penny, but something felt off. It looked shinier, the details were crisp, and it just felt different. Turns out, it was one of the rarest pennies ever. He got it professionally graded, put it up for auction, and boom, $1.3 million. Just like that. I don't know about you, but I'd be hugging every penny I find after that. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchets or have a double die error, which means the design was imprinted twice by accident. These mistakes make collectors go wild. If your penny looks like it survived a zombie apocalypse, don't expect millions. But if it's in near perfect shape, you're looking at serious cash. Some of these pennies have extra thick lettering or unusual marks that make them one of a kind. Rare coin collectors will pay ridiculous amounts for the one that got away. Okay, so now that you're frantically grabbing every 1976 penny in sight, here's what you do, or rather, the lack of one. If it doesn't have a D or S, that's step 1. Next, look at Lincoln's face. If his features look doubled or blurry, you might have a double die error. If the copper finish seems slightly off, you may have a special strike. Finally, get it graded by a professional before you start planning your millionaire lifestyle. They'll confirm if you're holding a piece of history. Let me hit you with some real talk. I once found a 1976 penny in a parking lot. For a split second, I thought, what if this is the one? So I took it home, cleaned it up, gently, don't scrub your coins, people, and checked it. Turns out, it was just a regular penny. But that thrill? That excitement? That's what makes coin collecting so addicting. You never know what's hiding in plain sight, and let's be honest, with inflation today, $1 million penny might be our only hope of affording groceries. alright, my fellow coin enthusiasts, that's the wild world of the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew something so small could be worth so much? If you're even slightly intrigued, go check your piggy banks, your car cup holders, and your junk drawers. You could be sitting on a hidden fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird or valuable coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins that could change your life. Today, we're diving into a coin that might just be lurking in your piggy bank or spare change jar, the 1960 Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. This little copper beauty has shocked collectors and investors alike by soaring to a jaw-dropping $1.4 million in value. Yup, you heard that right, a penny worth $1 million. So, grab your old coin jar, because by the end of this video, you might be sitting on a fortune. Alright, before we get too carried away, let's break it down. What makes this 1960 penny so special? Why are collectors willing to pay so much for it? And how do you know if you have one? Let's get into it. Back in 1960, the Denver Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies. But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these pennies have a rare error called the small date over large date variety. If you look closely at the year, you'll notice the numbers appear doubled or mismatched. This tiny error, which was caused by a minting mistake, has made these coins extremely valuable. And now, before you start flipping over every penny you own, let me be real with you. This coin isn't common, but it's also not impossible to find. A few lucky collectors have actually stumbled upon this coin in circulation, which means there's hope. It's like winning the lottery, but instead of buying tickets, you just check your change. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market digging through an old coin box, you know, the kind where everything looks like junk but there's always that one hidden gem. Well, I found a 1960 penny that looked a little different. I thought, no way, this could be one of those rare ones. I took it to a coin dealer, my heart pounding like I had just found buried treasure. He looked at it through his magnifying glass, nodded, and said, yeah, this is a 1960 penny, alright? Let's just say my millionaire dreams were crushed that day, but hey, I got a cool story out of it. And now, you know exactly what to look for so you don't get your hopes up like I did. Alright, let's talk money. A regular 1960 penny? Maybe a few cents. A well-preserved one? A couple of bucks. But if you have that rare small date over large date variety in pristine condition? That's where the magic happens. Some of these have sold for $1.4 million at auction. That's a life-changing amount of money from a single penny. Grab a magnifying glass and look at the date. If you see clear doubling or a strange size difference between the numbers, you might have a winner. It's always a good idea to get it verified by a professional coin dealer or send it for grading. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Alright, folks, we've covered a lot today. Who knew that a simple 1960 penny could be worth over $1 million? If you've got some old coins lying around, it's time to start digging. And if you ever find one of these bad boys, you could be looking at a serious payday. And if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be dropping more videos on hidden treasures in your pocket change, so stay tuned. And hey, if you find a rare coin, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your stories. Hey, coin collectors and curious minds. Imagine this, you're digging through your pocket change, looking for a quarter to feed a parking meter, and bam! You stumble upon a 2020 Lincoln penny. Now, if you're like most people, you'd probably just toss it into the nearest penny jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that tiny copper coin could be worth, wait for it, $1.5 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A single penny could buy you a mansion, a fancy sports car, or, let's be real, a lifetime supply of tacos. Today, we're diving into the wild world of rare pennies, the hidden treasure that might be hiding right in your wallet. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be racing to check your change. Let's roll. After all, it's a modern coin, and usually, it takes decades for a penny to gain serious value. But this one? It's a different story. First off, the D-Mint mark means it was minted in Denver. Normally, that wouldn't be a big deal, but due to a rare minting error, cue dramatic music, this coin became a collector's dream. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, while others have double dies, making them ultra rare. And rare equals valuable in the world of coin collecting. Now, let's talk about that mind-blowing price tag. How does a simple penny end up being worth $1.5 million? Well, it all comes down to demand. Coin collectors love unique errors, and when a rare mistake like this makes it out of the mint, it becomes a must-have item. There are only a handful of these 2020 Lincoln pennies known to exist, and when collectors start battling over them at auctions, the prices skyrocket. But here's where it gets even crazier. A few years ago, I was at a flea market with my friend, and I saw this guy selling a box of random coins for $5. Now, my coin collecting instincts kicked in, and I thought, why not? So, I buy the box, go home, and start sorting through the pile. And guess what? I found an uncirculated 2020 Lincoln penny with a visible double die error. I was like, no way. No way. Long story short, I had it authenticated, sent it to auction, and drumroll, it sold for an eye-watering amount. Let's just say that flea market trip paid off big time. First, check your pocket change. Seriously, you never know what's lurking in your wallet. Second, if you're a serious collector, hit up flea markets, estate sales, and even roll hunting at banks. The key is knowing what to look for: double dies, misaligned strikes, or anything that looks out of the ordinary. If you think you found a rare 2020 penny, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Trust me, the small investment in grading could turn a regular penny into a jackpot. Alright, folks, that's the surprising story of the 2020 Lincoln penny worth a whopping $1.5 million. Who would have thought that something we usually ignore at the bottom of our purses or under couch cushions could be a hidden fortune? So, before you dismiss that next penny you find, take a closer look. You might just be holding the key to an early retirement. If you enjoyed this video and want more insider tips on valuable coins, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I've got tons of crazy coin stories, tips, and money-making strategies coming your way. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin in your change, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Hey, coin lovers! Imagine this: you're digging through your spare change, maybe fishing out a few pennies to pay for your morning coffee, when, bam, you realize you've been carrying around a tiny treasure worth a mind-blowing $1.60 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the 2017 Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning ordinary pockets into gold mines, and trust me, you don't want to be the person who accidentally spends this on a pack of gum. Stick around, because I'm about to break down why this seemingly ordinary penny is anything but ordinary. And hey, if you enjoy finding money in unexpected places, make sure to subscribe. I'll help you turn couch cushions into treasure chests. The 2017 Lincoln penny was just another year in the long tradition of pennies featuring Honest Abe. But something made this one extra special: the tiny Mint mark under the date. Now, if you've been hoarding pennies like a squirrel prepping for winter, you might be thinking, so what? Pennies have mint marks all the time. But here's the catch: 2017 was the only year the Philadelphia Mint ever put a mint mark on a Lincoln penny. Before that, Philly pennies were just blank, as if they were too cool for labels. But for 1 year, the US Mint decided to shake things up and stamped a little P on there, and just like that, an ordinary penny became a collector's dream. You're probably wondering, okay, but how does a penny end up being worth more than a mansion? Well, the magic comes down to rarity, condition, and collector demand. Some of these 2017 pennies have striking errors, like double dies or misalignments, that make them stand out. If your penny looks like it just stepped out of the mint yesterday, no scratches, no dirt, just pure coppery perfection, it could be worth a fortune, because this was a one-time mint mark. Coin collectors are going wild for it. Imagine if your favorite band released only one autographed album. That's basically what this penny is to collectors. A near-perfect MS69 graded 2017 penny recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Not bad for something you could have found in your couch cushions, huh? Okay, quick story time. A while back, I was at a gas station, fumbling through my pocket for exact change. The cashier gives me this shiny penny back as change, and for some reason, it just looked different. Turns out, it was a 2017 penny. My heart started racing. Could this be the one? I rushed home, pulled out my magnifying glass like a detective on a mission, and checked every detail. Turns out, mine was worth about 10 cents, which, okay, not exactly life-changing, but hey, still 10 times its face value. The moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know when you might stumble upon a life-changing coin. Alright, now you're probably eyeing your penny jar like it might hold the key to early retirement. Here's what you need to do: look for the P mint mark under the 2017 date. The shinier, the better. Double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual markings can send the value skyrocketing. If you think you've got a winner, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Inspect it like a treasure hunter. You never know if you're holding a hidden fortune. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button because I've got plenty more tips to help you turn pocket change into big bucks. Now go check your pennies, who knows, you might just be a millionaire in disguise. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey there, fellow coin hunters and treasure seekers. Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those little copper beauties, a 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yeah, you heard that right. You might want to check your pockets, your piggy banks, or even that random junk drawer where pennies go to retire. Because today, we're diving into the surprising value of the 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth way more than just 1 cent. The 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might look like any ordinary penny at first glance, but here's the kicker: some of these pennies were struck with an incredible error known as the double die obverse. That means that when the coin was being made, the die used to stamp Lincoln's image shifted slightly, creating a noticeable doubling effect on certain parts of the design, especially the word Liberty in the year 1995. Okay, a little mistake, big deal. But in the world of coin collectors, these little mistakes make all the difference. Collectors go wild for error coins, and the rarer the error, the higher the value. A well-preserved 1995 double-die penny in mint condition can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. And the rarest ones, those that are in perfect, untouched condition, have hit that insane $1.7 million mark. But before you go selling every 1995 penny you own, here's what you need to look for. First, check the front of the coin. If the lettering in Liberty in the year seem to have a slight doubling effect, you might just have a winner. But don't get too excited just yet, condition is everything. If your penny has been rattling around in a jar for years and looks like it's been through a war, it won't be worth nearly as much. A pristine, uncirculated coin is what collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. And now, let me share a quick personal story. A few years back, my buddy Dave and I were going through a jar of old coins he had collected over the years. He's one of those guys who never spends his change, just tosses it into a huge jar. We started looking at the pennies, and lo and behold, he had a 1995 no-mint mark penny that looked a little different. He thought I was joking when I told him to get it checked out. Fast forward a few weeks, he sends it off for grading, and guess what? It was an authentic double die variety. He sold it at auction for over $10,000. Not quite $1.7 million, but still, imagine turning a penny into 10 grand. That little penny you've been ignoring might just be your ticket to a small fortune. The 1995 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with a double die error is one of those hidden gems that most people overlook. Next time you get a penny in your change, take a second look. You never know what you might find. And hey, if you love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll be bringing you more tips, tricks, and crazy stories about coins worth big money. Who knows? The next video might just help you find another $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. Alright, folks, buckle up because today we're talking about a tiny little coin that could make you a whole lot richer. I mean, who knew that a simple 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? That's right, the same kind of penny you probably tossed in a fountain for good luck or let roll under your car seat could actually be someone's golden ticket. So, before you go digging through your couch cushions, let's dive into why this penny is turning heads in the coin collecting world. Well, first, let's talk about what no-mint mark even means. Normally, coins have a tiny letter on them indicating where they were minted. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no letter means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But here's where it gets interesting: not all no-mint mark pennies are worth a fortune. So why is this one special? The answer lies in the rare errors and striking process. Some of these pennies were struck with a misaligned or doubled die, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. It's like a printing mistake on a rare baseball card. The tiniest flaw can turn a common coin into a treasure worth millions. In this case, specific 1989 pennies have subtle but significant errors, such as doubling in the lettering or a rare variation in the Lincoln Memorial design. A friend of mine, let's call him Bob, used to be a cashier at a grocery store. One day, he was counting his drawer when he saw this old, slightly worn-out penny. Something about it looked off. Instead of just tossing it in the till, he slipped it into his pocket. A few months later, he was watching a YouTube video just like this one, realized he had something special, and boom, after getting it appraised, he walked away with a six-figure check. Moral of the story? Always check your change. First, grab a magnifying glass, or just use the zoom feature on your phone. Look at the lettering and the Lincoln Memorial. If you see any doubling or unusual markings, you might be holding a jackpot. Next, get it graded by a professional coin service. Condition matters, the shinier and less worn, the higher the value. Speaking of value, let's break it down. The highest recorded sale for a 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny was a staggering $1.8 million. But even if yours isn't a perfect specimen, lesser versions still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Think about that, a penny worth more than a car, or even a house. Start checking your pennies. You never know what you might find in your pocket or change jar. Coin collecting isn't just for experts, it's for anyone willing to pay attention. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin values and want to learn more about what treasures might be hiding in your spare change, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips and stories coming your way. Who knows?